president is commanding the world stage at a delicate time, given ongoing trade tensions with the U.S., stalled nuclear talks with North Korea, and growing protests and the political pressure here in Hong Kong. Joseph Cheng is a political science professor at the City University of Hong Kong. He joins me now. And Joseph, first let's talk about the Hong Kong protests. Do you believe that the protests, the pressure, is that a sign of defeat for the Chinese president, Xi Jinping?
Probably so. It reaffirms the scenario that although Hong Kong has returned to China, the hearts of Hong Kong has not returned to China. Moreover, Hong Kong people do not trust their chief executive. They think that she has been too eager towing Beijing's line and has not been defending Hong Kong people's interests. The accumulated anger and frustration, especially on the part of the young people, finally burst in the past 2 Sundays, thus exerting a lot of pressure on the administration and on Beijing.
Yeah, and connecting the dots between Xi Jinping, events here in Hong Kong, and Donald Trump. You know, we know that China remains in this trade war with the United States. The United States lawmakers there have threatened to withdraw Hong Kong's special economic status over the extradition bill. How is this going to play out when Xi Jinping meets with Mr. Trump at the G20 summit?
Xi Jinping officially will retain China's traditional position of non-interference in China's domestic affairs. But Xi Jinping also understands that for Hong Kong to continue to function as an international financial center, Hong Kong needs the blessing and support of the international community, especially the international financial community. So while defending the non-interference principle, Xi Jinping probably will make assurances to the United States and to the international community that Hong Kong people's rights will be respected, although these words probably sound quite hollow to the people of Hong Kong, who has been witnessing the erosion of their basic rights, their core values, at least in the past 4 or 5 years since the occupation campaign in 2014.
Yeah, but as you say, Xi Jinping needs to defend Hong Kong because it is a special administrative region of China, but it also is a jewel. It's this economic engine that he must protect. Does the ongoing unrest in Hong Kong give U.S. President Donald Trump a strategic advantage in trade talks with Xi Jinping?
A little bit, but it is generally expected that the Hong Kong issue is not very high on the agenda in the summit between the two leaders. Basically, in the eyes of Beijing, it would welcome an agreement with the United States, although it understands that both countries are now competing for leadership in the global sense in the coming 2 to 3 decades. So this competition will be structural, will be long-term, but a trade agreement at the present stage, avoiding mutual severe damages, will be welcomed by China, while China certainly believes that it has to avoid to be seen making too many concessions to the United States in the eyes of the Chinese people, which will hurt Xi Jinping's legitimacy domestically.
Yeah, but you're anticipating when Xi and Trump sit down or have informal talks at the G20, the issues of paramount importance, not necessarily Hong Kong human rights, but the trade war, and of course, North Korea. Is that Beijing's trump card, so to speak? It's strengthening relationship with Pyongyang?
Not exactly a trump card, but a useful card to play. China is interested in non-proliferation in the Korean Peninsula because it is concerned that North Korea's nuclear weapons may lead to nuclear weapons on the part of South Korea and Japan. China certainly wants to have a role to play in the negotiations between the United States and North Korea, which is the main line of negotiations at the moment. China believes that it can offer diplomatic support to Pyongyang, and in fact, Kim Jong-un also visited Russia in April. China can play a very important role in offering economic aid to North Korea once the United States agrees that economic sanctions will be lifted.